Hi, everybody. Jack O'Malley reporting in on a Friday, September 11th. A lot to think about that day. Again, everybody remembers where they were at that exact moment. And yesterday we had a ceremony that was commemorating the first responders and military from Michigan that have lost their life in the last year. And of course, remembering that event 20 years ago, 19 years ago. And a couple people, I posted some pictures. Well, why are you doing it today? Not on the 11th. That was our last session day prior to the 11th. A year ago, my first year in the House, September 11th fell during a session day. So we held it then. So that's why we did it yesterday. It was our last day together before the actual day of September 11th. So I remember that day, and it will. I said it then, I'll say it now. September 11th, 2001 was my generation's, our generation's Pearl Harbor. And it is something that that day will live in infamy as well. And it has changed much in the world and in America. And we'll talk, you get it. But today I remember, most definitely. Stories in the news by way of the COVID and other things in Lansing. Again, a potpourri, a couple of things happening I just thought was interesting. This one's been getting a lot of press, nothing new here. Football, soccer, volleyball players will be required to wear masks while participating in sports in order to control any potential spread of the COVID, according to our governor. The order says that unless an athlete is swimming or is able to maintain a 6-foot social distancing, like in a golf match, or in the midst of a cross-country race, masks need to be worn. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, I don't know. Kids, Rep. Aaron Miller, good guy from Sturgis, called the rule senseless, particularly since many of this is outdoor activities. He said kids playing soccer in their neighborhood park aren't required to wear a mask, but a student playing a school soccer league must. Again, unusual, arbitrary, vague rules, but there they are, and that just puts the high schools in another pickle. Speaking of which, I've checked in with some of my superintendents in the 101st, and one district has been back to school for 2 weeks now. A couple others just back this week, and so far, knock on wood, things are going well. And here in the north, there's more in-person than in other parts of the state where much of it's virtual. So good things happening. There are some problems here and there that need to get ironed out, but the word I'm getting overall in the 101st is things have proceeded fairly well in the first week or two, depending on that school system. Let's see here. From the COVID front again, there have been some upticks in positive case rates. Not hospitalizations, not deaths, but just positive rates. But again, we continue to test. Regions that are up in positive rates: Grand Rapids, Lansing, Jackson, and the Traverse City region. For GR, Lansing, Jackson, that's 40 cases per million. In the Traverse City region, that's 27 cases per million. Detroit, Saginaw, the UP are decreasing rates. Overall, in the state, we are at 55 cases per million. Even though that might be a slight uptick in positive cases, it's not hospitalization, it's not deaths. Governor Whitmer, this is from Wednesday, speaking to a group, said, we're still, I hate to say it, in the relatively early phases. She cautioned that the end of summer will put residents at even greater alert. As the temperatures start to drop, we start to go inside. It's really important we all continue to keep our guard up. That's how COVID spreads. I don't disagree with the governor on this topic right there. We do have to stay vigilant. We always do. We have to be sensible. We have to realize that other people don't want to get sick. I don't want to get sick. But we continue to social distance, wear our masks when appropriate, and if you're able, right? We've kind of moved past that whole mask police thing. I think we've got it down. And I'm going to kind of talk about compliance here in a second. So yes, we have to continue to make sure that we stay vigilant. And I go to where did it go here? Sorry. With that in mind, Dr. Khaldun says parents should consider not having play dates for their kids. Suggests video meetings. That's exciting. And indoor gatherings should be as small as possible. Again, isolation, problems. How about you let people judge for themselves as to what's safe and what isn't? You know the kids coming in. We've got to use common sense. Let people use common sense. We don't need a big brother, or in this case, big sister, telling us exactly what to do every time. Good reminder, but let's be smart. Dr. Fauci, I don't talk about Dr. Fauci much, but this comment here kind of bugged me. I don't disagree with it, but I do. Dr. Fauci said, don't ever underestimate the potential of the pandemic. And don't try and look at the rosy side of things. Don't ever underestimate the potential of the pandemic. Okay, yeah, I'll stay distant. I'll wash my hands. I'll do that good stuff. And don't try and look at the rosy side of things. I'm calling BS on you, Dr. Fauci. We got to have some positive mental attitude. All we get from our leaders is downer crap. Think about it. We do have areas of high infection, and we've had illness, and we've had death. But the vast acreage of this United States of America hasn't had a big problem. And that's the part that I think our leaders forget. Yes, we're not stupid, but we're moving forward. And yes, there are problems in certain areas, but not everywhere, not everybody. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to look on the rosy side of things. How about we say, you know what? The rosy side of this is the vast majority of people compliant, 90 plus compliant. Numbers are going down. Sure, infection rates might be going up, but again, we're out, we're about, we're mingling. It's a virus, but the people who are being infected are in the younger age groups. I could go on and on. It's not to look at the rosy side of things, Dr. Fauci. Come on. All right, I'll find you one here. Let's not look at the rosy side of things. Let's go back to nursing homes in the state of Michigan. There's a task force that the governor commissioned. We don't know if she'll follow the rules, that says we need to get those that are recovering COVID patients out of nursing homes and into recovery and care facilities separate. Good idea. The other thing that this task force has recommended is tackling the isolation issue by locking down these homes, not letting loved ones in. We are torturing these elderly and these sick. We need companionship. We humans, for the most part, are not loners. We want to be with people. And we have forced these nursing homes and these people that are in long-term care basically into prisons. There you go, Dr. Fauci. I didn't look at something rosy. What are you going to do about it? What is the state going to do about it? What is the governor going to do about it? How about you look and read that task force recommendation, and you take some of the good things in there, and you don't let it sit on somebody's desk like you did the salons and the gymnasiums protocols. Don't look at the rosy side of things. Thinking of things that a representative shouldn't say in public, so I won't. Couple of other things on a Friday here. An Ingham County Circuit Court judge yesterday, gave Enbridge the go-ahead to restart segment line 5 in the Straits, following a letter from the Pipeline Hazard Materials Safety Administration that noted it had not identified any integrity issues after some scrapes were discovered on the pipeline earlier this year. So line 5 is back up to full production again. And then this one, not a sexy item, but it's important. Certificate of need. Basically, as I understand it, certificate of need looks at regions and hospital and care facilities, and they try to regulate how many beds are available so that they can, control and keep costs down and make sure everything is right. Well, there's some issues there because especially in rural Michigan, because there's certain rules. Well, you got to start with this amount of beds and that sort of thing. That might not work because maybe we don't have that many patients, especially when it comes to mental health. Maybe we don't have that patients just yet. But if we can start at a smaller number, which would be against certificate of need, if we could start at a smaller number, we could grow to a larger number of beds if given that opportunity. But we're not. So there's a new group of people that are on this certificate of need board. The problem is none of them are north of Lansing. So the UP, Northern Lower Michigan, my district, totally no representation on the certificate of need board. Again, the administration appointing the downstate folk. I really question sometimes our governor's true support of rural Michigan. And, well, I'll hold off on child care bills just yet. But next week, we may have to have a come to Jesus meeting on where we're at with these child care bills, because there's trouble a brewing, and I'm ready to toe because I am all in on child care reform and daycare reform in the state of Michigan, and I ain't gonna shy away from a fight. What did Clint Eastwood say? Sometimes you got to get mean, mad dog mean. All right, folks, there you go. That's what I got for you today. It's a chilly Friday. It is September 11th. And I remember. I hope you do too. Have a good day.